Hello everybody. It's a somber day, even though this wasn't in the last 48 hours. The man behind the company that made this guitar and the guitar behind me is his name on the headstock. Mr. Momose passed away on March 19th at the age of 80 years old. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I knew the guy or anything like that, but I really admire what he stood for. I obviously really admire his work. And just in general, when I do YouTube videos, at the end of majority of them, I try to tell somebody in your life that you love, that you do love them, because you never really know, and it kind of is what it is. But I just wanted to give a mini celebration for him and my gratitude, because, like I said, not many guitars ever in my life have been as good as these two, despite this one being just a little bit heavy. I know, I'm nitpicky. But he actually started off with acoustic guitars before he ever built his first electric. He helped fund the company, found the company Headway in the 70s in Japan, and it was all about acoustics. He's revered for that. He's got so many master built models that he made entirely on his own floating around in Japan. You don't often find those here in America, and I've never played one, but I would love to play one of his guitars that he built. And he only got into electric guitars because the times were changing and customers wanted it. And to think that somebody who started off before even getting into guitar construction, worked for a furniture company, and then shortly thereafter transitioned into acoustic guitars, and then dove right into, these guys, electric guitars. Sorry, I got kind of thrown off there. It's remarkable, and looking back at the brand and what they've done, it really is amazing that this small little builder in Nagano, Japan, it was capable, and the shop still is capable. They are going to still keep production going, of making just out of this world stuff that is affordable for a lot of musicians compared to many other brands that don't skip the same corners as some of the production compromise models that we find here and there. But he did, and his legacy is going to definitely carry on. For me, though, I don't know. Obviously, I've always had a sweet spot for offset guitars. But this one, when I got it, this has never been ever contemplated going for sale. This is, to me, the pinnacle of electric guitar. And yeah, it definitely takes a lot of inspiration from Gibson with the basic design of it, but the way this is implemented, the way it's built, the materials used, the neck shape, the feel, the resonance, every little thing about this guitar and how it's semi-hollow on the inside is very different from, say, a Gibson ES339. This is as good as I think I'm ever going to get as far as a sheer instrument. And I don't know. This was a weird one for me because I don't know. I handle when people pass away pretty well. It's always weird ones that get me. And the last time that a non-family member passed that I was just like, oh man, was my favorite comedian, which was Norm Macdonald. I think people that impact me in those sorts of ways, whether it's a entertainer such as Norm, which is probably the only one I would really feel that way about, honestly, because of his personality, not because of just his body of work. And then craftsmen like this who just, he had a vision, he had a dream, and he made it happen, and that is to be celebrated. And with his passing, it's not going to just stop. So I'm really happy for him, and I'm envious a bit. But there's still time for me, just as there's still time for you if you're watching this video. Odd what I know. But again, moral of the story is, before we get too into some of the other thoughts, because my dad is not that much younger than Mr. Momose when he passed away. One thing I found really inspiring, he was told he had cancer and that he had 2 months to live. He fought through it and made it 8 months at 80 years old, and he'd still go to the factory, and he was still trying to come up with new ideas, and he wanted to make sure everyone on the floor had the training they needed and things were still working smoothly. And I admire the hell out of people like that. Tell somebody that you love them today, all right? And I will see you on an actual guitar-related video at a later date. Bye-bye now.